Boom alive.
Boom.
Episode
Zach.
122.
How's it going, Zach? Hey, you can't do that.
It's going
You can't
pretty,
do that.
hanging in there, doing my thing. Twitter has been doing very well.
Wow. You kept it all up, dude. So I went undefeated last week, and there's all my picks that I gave you guys, and except for the methods, all of those picks are winners. So if you rode that, congratulations.
Was last week the one that we didn't even really show the board? We just talked about it too. I think it might have been. I don't think we really talked about it that much.
No, we didn't, which I think goes to show that we need to. Yeah, those are all fucking winners, every single one of them. Even the long shot for plus 33 for plus 3,300 hit.
Plus 3,300. Which one's that? Waldo.
Wow.
Is that Marcos de Lima?
Yeah.
Oh, long shot to the right. Got it.
Yeah. Max Griffin, Waldo.
Yeah, because Steve
Roman.
Garcia was on that. That was the
and he
the
actually
biggest underdog.
Yeah, and he actually ended up being higher towards the end of the fight.
Really? He was like 300 or something?
Yeah.
Toward the end of the fight or before the fight started?
Oh, before the fight. I'm talking
Okay.
to the bookie before it closed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really wish I had watched this card. I heard a lot of shit about how it was actually really good.
Dude, Max Griffin.
I can't even see you.
Max Griffin almost submitted him in like the first couple minutes.
Yeah, I heard
it
that.
was so cool. I was screaming because Dylan was giving me shit. Dylan was fucking hammered as usual, but that's besides the point.
Yeah, Dylan had a good little fight night.
Yeah, Dylan. Hey, Dylan, if you're listening.
Yeah, hi Dylan. Dylan FaceTimed me right after the fight.
Yeah.
Drunk as shit. Talked to me about Lord of the Rings for about half an hour.
Yeah, I dipped.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I left because I was gonna do a space, and
Oh, sorry about last night's space, by the way.
hey, that sounds like ass.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
Sorry about last night's space, by the way. My
Whoa.
phone totally
Whoa.
died right in the. Well, we were 45 minutes in, so it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But I did feel bad about that. And then I found out that you can listen to spaces on your computer. You can't be on them, but you can listen to them. And so right away I went to the Twitter and I logged in through my. Shit.
This
I'm
motherfucker's
sorry,
eating
but
during a podcast.
Carrot
He's
to the
eating.
phone. Carrot to the
Have you-
phone.
have
I'm sorry, but
Have you
I
ever
need you
seen?
to flip that back.
I'm
around.
gonna
okay.
bone you for a second.
That's for the
I'm
entire
gonna
phone.
bone
I
you for a
got you.
second. Have you ever seen a motherfucker eat during a podcast?
John
Yeah.
Jones.
I've
ate
never
on
seen
Joe
a
Rogan's podcast.
professional. I've never seen a professional
Bro, I'm hungry.
podcaster
Pretty rude.
Bro,
eat
I'm hungry.
Not very professional.
during a podcast.
I ate during the first podcast we had with the
Yo,
setup.
I rush home to eat to come here. I rush home to eat. I don't even fucking move.
I don't think you're plugged in, bro.
I know. That's the point. It's for fucking show. So is that one.
That's why I needed you.
Nah,
to know
bull fucking shit.
There,
No, really.
there's no.
It looks good though, don't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, it
so,
How can you eat during a podcast? That is not a podcast. We should
Thank
have
God I
a-
have these lovely co-hosts that
No,
can
we should
carry
have
the
a
show with me.
we should have a food.
Why?
No, it's just like
You want to have a mukbang?
no. I just want to be professional.
I am being
Um,
professional. I'm just hungry, dude. I was just at the gym, and I literally got out in time to hit Stop and Shop and come
Bro,
cook.
then I would say make time.
What do you want me to do? I was busy all day today. I was working
Oh,
on the Twitter,
man.
working on articles, working on the brand.
You should eat
And
during
then-
that. Then
I went out to lunch with a friend. Come home. I have to hit the gym today. Got to hit the gym. It's my day off. Go for a good. I didn't even go for my full 2 hours. I went for like an hour 25 today. Hit Stop and Shop, cooked, came down here. I barely even got the setup ready. Like when you were walking down, I was still kind of setting. You look like you don't care about this.
no, I
at all.
don't at all because I'm just like wow, excuses. because
Fuck you,
I'm just, like,
excuses. I'm busy.
It's
What do you
excuses.
spend
Damn.
2 hours at the gym?
I know. What do you
for
spend?
every day?
I never hear you
I've been
say
going to
2
the
hours
gym
at the gym.
consistently
and
for
I
like
never-
2 years now. I've never spent 2 hours at the gym.
You never
not?
you never
You don't
spent
need
2
to.
hours at the gym.
You don't need to, no. But
You've had
I don't
all
see-
day to set up. All day to set up.
I
You
can't
haven't
get over you
worked
talking.
today.
dude,
had-
you came in here 10 minutes before we started.
No
I don't want to
shit,
hear
Zach,
you
I'm
saying
fucking
that I
working.
don't have time.
I gotta go home. I gotta change, dude. I was covered in paint. I get home, it's 5, dude. You want to hear my day? I get home, it's 5. I gotta fucking warm up my fucking dinner, dude.
By the time I get done eating, it's 5:45. I fucking go. I take a shower, dude. If I have time, I gotta do my shit, and then I come here, and I barely got time.
I said I gotta do my shit too. My shit's the gym. It's
I
my
would
day
say-
off.
I would
I get
say-
an hour and a half
I would
at the
say
gym.
eat after the pod.
Yeah. Do you want me to stop eating? I'll stop eating.
I would, yeah.
Okay. Sure.
I would. I would.
So we got a good amount to talk about
Bing.
today.
Boom
We
alive.
have a good little podcast tomorrow. Tomorrow should be a fun podcast. Saif Ibrahim, who is the CEO of UFE NFTs on Twitter. He's also the CEO of UFE Media on Twitter, who we've had a very large promotional deal with. We've been doing a lot of stuff with them, which is pretty great. He will be joining us tomorrow for a nice little interview, 7 to 7:30. I'll tell you right now.
I got many questions. to
Yeah,
ask.
I
got a
think
lot
you're going
of
to be running
questions
that
to ask
that
him.
interview.
I got
So we have
Many,
that all
many
in store for
questions.
tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be more of the media podcast. Today is going to be more of the MMA podcast
NFTs, Mike.
because we have a lot to talk about over the next 2 weeks. We have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we should say
this
what we're
weekend.
going to talk about with them.
Yeah, we can do that over the next 24 hours. But I want this podcast to really be about the MMA side because not only is this weekend's fight night a lot to talk about. There's a lot to unpack for this week. But we have UFC 281 we haven't really talked about at all. And I think 281 is almost as big as UFC 280, and we really haven't done any promotion with it.
Yeah. So we're going to be talking about NFTs with them tomorrow. And if you're interested, tune in. That's all.
So this weekend is UFC Vegas 64. We have a main event that was very much in jeopardy for a while with Amanda Lemos and a couple other fighters in the card not being able to make it out of Brazil. For some reason, it was political issues in Brazil. Did you hear about this at all?
I don't watch the news. I
Yeah.
don't have time for that bullshit.
I don't either. This is all coming off Twitter, but did you hear about this at all?
I did hear about it.
So Amanda Lemos, Polyana Viana, and someone named Vidal in the first fight of the co-main event were all stuck in Brazil for over 24 hours after that they wanted to board their first flight. Most recently, Amanda Lemos just got on her flight, and I believe she's not even landing yet. She's still in the air.
Oh wow,
That's tough. And she's a main event fight in a 5-round fight against Marina Rodriguez in a fight that the last time I checked has not moved lines.
it's only 1
at
or 2
all.
hour time difference.
Yeah, I
Vegas,
know,
right?
but you got to think about it. The last 2 days, she's been pretty stressed out.
That's
she hasn't really
true.
been training. Maybe she hasn't been eating well. Who knows about the weigh-in?
That's true too.
I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference. But in a fight that she was already an underdog in, I think that Marina Rodriguez should be hammered.
Yeah,
And her number hasn't changed.
that's tough.
She's still minus 210. I love Marina Rodriguez. And the
I thought
under,
you said you thought Lemos could knock her out.
I did. I said this fight was very close to the Chukagan-Firo fight because Firo and Lemos are the up-and-coming people that could be really good in the division. Rodriguez and Chukagan are the two gatekeepers.
Rodriguez is going to wipe the floor with her.
But now that this has all happened,
Wipe
and
the
I already
floor.
had Rodriguez by a little bit, I think that Marina Rodriguez will definitely win by decision. I think that over 4.5 is also a monster of a number at minus 110 for a chick fight.
Yeah. Marina Rodriguez could submit her. I don't know how good Lemos is on the ground, but I do feel like that's a possibility. It sucks because I would definitely be parlaying that over, but you can't parlay overs. Fucking bullshit.
Can you parlay unders?
No, unders or overs, you can't. You could a year, right? Zach? A year ago, I think. You could.
So the last one that we did
it was the
was an
Adesanya.
Adesanya fight.
Yeah, and then after that, it's fucking.
I can't remember what Adesanya fight it was. Because it wasn't. It might have been Vittori. No, because it was a fucking over/under that that hit. We had the under, but it didn't hit. So it must have been Robert Whittaker, right? Yeah, it was. It was the Robert Whittaker fight, the second one that we thought was going to go under, and then it was not a snooze fest, but it was a pretty boring fight, and it went
Yeah.
over. But that was in February this year. Can we really parlay over unders as early as February?
I don't know what they're doing, dude. I don't know what.
It's only been 8 months.
Change the rules as they please.
It's
Can-
bullshit.
Can we talk about the year Izzy's having.
I think we stopped. Hang on. I think we stopped doing it though. Like we made it like a thing to not parlay it, and then we wanted to parlay it, and then we couldn't.
Well, because that over under killed us. We had so many tickets. We had like 3 big tickets that had this fight going under. And
Yeah.
It didn't hit.
Yeah.
And then right around the same time, they took it off anyway.
I'm about to switch. I'm about to switch to Adesanya, bro, because I woke up one morning and it was a fucking Monday, and I go onto Twitter. I go check Twitter, and first thing I see, MMA Twitter, Alex Pereira, 20,000 tweets overnight.
Yeah, you were saying this the other day. You think that it was
No, that makes
making you
no
worry.
sense to me.
Wait,
Zero
what?
sense. Yeah, that makes no sense. I don't know why they're pushing it, and it was all videos of him knocking
motherfuckers out.
knocking people out, and not even Adesanya. It was like his fight in the PFL. He knocked someone out.
He's just trying to hype the fight. That's all it is.
Yeah, but what he's saying is that maybe the wrong people are trying to hype up Pereira, thinking that Adesanya will win, but people will hammer Pereira to try to get the bookie to make so much money.
No, I think Adesanya. I think they're hyping up Pereira, dude. So
People will bet on him.
So people bet on Pereira. So the bookie's gonna win. You know what I mean?
Well, fine.
I think
Line
Adesanya.
is Adesanya minus 170, Alex Pereira plus 145. I don't believe the line has changed at all. I'm pretty sure this is what they opened up at, right?
Yeah, I'm
Carlos Esparza plus 280 still, Wiley Jang minus 360.
Yeah.
Dustin Poirier minus 175, Michael Chandler plus 150. That fight
That's a tough-
opened up at minus 165 for Chandler, plus 140. Or
Oh,
minus
that's
165 for
that's gotta
Poirier.
be Poirier.
Plus
And
140
if
for
it's
Chandler.
not Poirier, Chandler knocks him out. I'm saying.
This fight is the one that really interests me. Claudio Puelles versus Dan Hooker. Claudio Puelles is a jiu-jitsu expert. Maybe not expert, but he's a black belt. And he's facing Dan Hooker. Puelles is on like a 5-fight win streak. Hooker's on his way out. Hooker's a stand-up fighter.
He's coming off a win though.
He
right?
did just win, but it wasn't.
It was
wasn't
a
that great
good
of a
win.
win.
He looked really
Yeah.
good. I think that's a hype up fight, and I agree with you. I think Puelsi wins, and I think that number changes.
It already has
more
changed.
even.
So Hooker started at minus 175, Puelles at minus 150, and now it's
Plus-
gone 10
plus
points
150.
closer. Right.
Yeah,
Dan Hooker's lost 4 of his last 5. Now, granted, look at those names, right? He's lost to Poirier, Chandler, Makhachev, and Allen.
Yeah, Dana White sets it up like that, though. Dana White sets it up like that.
And then you got Claudio Puelles, who's on 5-fight win streak, 3 of them by submission. And he has names like Clay Guida, Chris Gutzmacher, Jordan Leavitt.
Quickly.
We got a guy who is 26 years old, the 72-inch reach in Puelles, against a guy who's 32 and 75-inch reach in Hooker. The one thing I don't know about this fight is what weight it's at, because I know Hooker has been going back and forth with lightweight.
Yeah, I think no, it is that lightweight. It is that lightweight because I was
It
curious.
is a
about that,
lightweight. Yep.
too.
Okay.
If it was at featherweight, I'm hammering the other dude because Dan Hooker was shit.
Yeah, he was terrible at featherweight. Again, well, it was against Arnold Allen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that was a bad move for him. I think it's good for him to stay at lightweight now. Hooker is still ranked at lightweight, by the way,
Yeah.
which I think is a mistake. I don't think he should be.
Yeah, I can't wait to bet on Arnold Allen again. I don't think his number is going to be like that for a while. Arnold Allen looked good. Good. He looks
Yeah, how was that first?
big.
So obviously the fight didn't go that long.
It,
we
Qatar
didn't
got
talk
hurt
about
in the
that.
second round.
it was Arnold Allen was definitely looking like he was.
going to control
Piecing him up.
control the fight and win by decision.
And we were talking about that too. Like Allen would be really good in rounds 1 through 3. Could he do rounds 4 and 5? Because we know Qatar can.
Yeah, he was definitely controlling his pace. He was not like attacking. Like I thought, like he was gonna just like not be able to control like his
Mhm.
swinging. You know what I mean?
Right, he was just going to kind of
Previously,
go
he was just
wild.
gonna go wild.
Yeah.
And he wasn't like that at all.
Good for him.
Not at
Kid's
all.
still young too.
He looked
Allen's like
good.
28
Yeah, he
or
was
some
good.
shit. A lot of people. I mean, I personally,
Can't
I'm
call
pretty
out
sure.
Volk. Can't call out Volk.
Pretty sure I was the first one. I'm not the first one, but I put out a poll of like who's he fighting next before a lot of other people.
Yep.
The people I put out was Max Holloway, Yair Rodriguez, Alexander Volkanovski title shot or other, and Max Holloway got the most votes. I'm pretty sure it was like a 62%, which I think makes sense because Arnold Allen's now number 4 in the featherweight. You have Yair Rodriguez, who's next in line for a title shot, who's number 2 contender. You have Max Holloway, who is the number 1 contender, but he has no one to face because he's lost to Volkanovski 3 times.
Yeah.
And I think that that matchup Holloway and Allen being such boxers, I think that just makes a lot of
I
sense.
think Holloway's a jump though.
Do I think that is a tough fight for Allen? Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I think it's a tough fight for Holloway too. Listen, Holloway lost to Volk 3 times, but you got to realize that. That's the only person he's lost to in the last 4 years. Is Volkanovski. He's beaten Rodriguez. He's beaten Ortega. He's beaten Qatar. He's beaten everybody else except for the number 1 pound for pound guy. So
Sucks to suck.
if you're Arnold Allen, what do? Do you challenge for him? I mean, I'm
Interim
sure.
Belt.
Who do you?
Or no, am I thinking of the right division?
No,
Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are
I
because
am.
Volkanovski's going to be fighting with
interim,
Makhachev.
interim belt.
He said he wants to defend both belts.
Okay, well, here's the thing about that.
not
You can
beating
still
him.
make an interim belt
That's true, I guess.
because when he goes to lightweight, you can make an interim belt, and then the winner of that you can
Fights
put against him
both.
for the next fight.
Yeah,
And I'm a believer of 2 things. One, the integrity of UFC shouldn't be diminished by having an interim champion when the champ only hasn't defended the belt in 4 months.
yeah. I don't really like that.
I don't love that, but I do think interim title belts make for better publicity and make for more interesting fights.
No,
So-
and I think this is the correct situation for it.
I do too. And I
Like,
think
it's not. It can't be scrutinized to get the belt because it kind of makes sense for him to get it.
and Yair Rodriguez just beat Brian, not just, but 2 months ago beat Brian Ortega, who that was number 2 versus number 3. So Yair Rodriguez should have the next shot.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at it, who else would he face? The highest ranked fighter that's not Holloway or Brian Ortega, who he just beat and has an injury, is Arnold Allen now, who's number 4, or Josh Emmett, who's number 5. And the UFC doesn't really like Josh Emmett.
They're
He
talking-
should know. He shouldn't have won his last fight.
He's
He
not
should've
really
lost
right.
the
He
last
should have lost to Qatar.
one. Yeah.
So
But now you look at it.
There's been a lot of talk that that's probably going to be the fight.
I'm betting on
Emmett.
Josh Emmett, dude. Next
I
fight,
think that
like,
listen, I think that they have such a perfect opportunity because we know that they're going to have a card in Wembley probably around April or May
Why are you doing that?
because for emphasis.
He's excited.
Why?
Wembley Stadium will have a pay-per-view around the summer, probably May, maybe June,
He's trying to control it.
headlined by Leon Edwards, Kamaru Usman.
Yeah.
Right. Why not have an interim title fight? The hand movements. Why not have an interim title fight with Yair Rodriguez and Arnold Allen, who's British,
British, yeah.
in that card? That makes a lot of sense to me.
Makes perfect sense. Zach. Makes perfect sense.
Patty
Call
Pimblett
Dana.
Patty
Call
Pimblett
Dana.
on the card. Tom Aspinall on the
Tom-
card.
Is Tom
Patty
Patty
Aspinall
Aspinall,
on
Pimblett
there.
versus fucking
Tom
Arnold
Aspinall
Allen,
going to be
dude.
good to fight?
Patty Pimblett versus Arnold
That's
Allen.
the question.
Patty
We don't
Pimblett.
know.
I doubt it.
But he
Probably.
got hurt in August, and that card's not going to be till May, maybe June. So that is a good 9-month period.
I mean, when
He fucked up his MCL?
ACL.
Was it ACL?
Oh my god, dude.
I don't know how the
That
recovery
killed
time is
my
now.
parlays.
Yeah.
You should have rolled Allen, man. I'm hot.
Oh, trust me, I wanted to. I just woke up late for work, and I was like, "Fuck, I got to go to work now."
Oh damn. Oh, you didn't even bet.
Yeah, I was gonna do Allen, Waldo.
Oh, you did
and
do Allen.
Griffin.
You were gonna do Allen.
Yeah, we had the same picks. I just had Arlovsky.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, I absolutely would have. I wouldn't have put that much money on it. I would have put $50 on tickets, but I probably
You
would
gotta
have
race
won
that
like
Arlovsky
200.
one out. You gotta race that.
Eh,
Plus
well,
12,000.
we gotta keep it
Plus
real.
4,000.
Yeah, that
Oh,
ticket
it's
is
over. It's
that-
over, and you didn't even place it. So
it's just because I haven't touched the board. But the only one to take out from there is Griffin. Everybody else is still on there, so that's probably still like a plus 2,000 parlay. Magny's this weekend. Puelas is pay-per-view. Poirier's pay-per-view. Esparza's pay-per-view.
Quaper. I'm joking. I'm just busting your balls. Yeah, I like Esparza and Puelas for sure. For sure, I think both of them is. I'm not saying Esparza's gonna win.
Who is the guy that we had the really good space with at 11 o'clock at night one night?
11 o'clock, and oh yeah, that guy,
That guy,
Kenneth.
Kenneth. So shout out Kenneth on Twitter. So
This is why I think
he-
we should just move to spaces, dude. Because
So
it's anyone can join at any point.
I want to do both though. I think that it's good to have our own thing here, content, and then we can also have content that people can join. And I think once we get bigger, it'll be even better on space. But for now, I don't know. I like the podcast. But what I was saying is, I think Kenneth made some good points about how Zhang standing is going to be what?
Tweet. Twitter.
Oh, you made some good points about how Esparza's going to try to stand with Zhang rather than take her down every time, which I think is going to hurt Esparza's ability. I think that I'm more like when I first saw the fight, I'm thinking Esparza is going to win, and now I'm like, it's a really close fight. I still think she's going to tweak it out, but that fucking number at plus 280 for a champion is ridiculous. I've never seen a champion coming into a fight at plus 280.
I would honestly, because what I want to do is I wanted to watch some clips or like some previous fights of both and compare then after the pod. I don't know.
Well, it's great. I'd be down. But what's great about Zhang is we have very much watched her fights.
That's what I mean.
Her
I
last
really,
4 fights.
it's more Esparza, but I'd rather watch Esparza first and then dabble and watch Yang.
And then you think about it, Zhang's never really fought a wrestler.
Zhang, not Yang. Zhang.
Zhang's never really fought a wrestler.
I messed up. I messed it up.
Twang. Her last 4 fights are against Rose Namajunas and Joanna Jędrzejczyk, who are both kickboxers.
Appreciate that.
What do you think the situation is with the winner of that fight? Does Rose come back, or does the winner of this weekend go into that fight? Because Rose has already fought both of them
Here's
twice.
the thing, right? So Rose had a chance to put the strawweight division on her back in a time when she made the strawweight division huge. Like when she knocked out Zhang, all of a sudden the women's strawweight division was maybe a top 6 division, which is tough to do, especially if you're not Amanda Nunes. And then she proceeded to have 2 very boring fights. One of them was very close with Weili Zhang that she squeaked out a decision. Second one,
I thought she lost that personally.
I kind of did too. Second one was like the worst title fight in UFC fucking history.
That was bad.
And she lost. So if you're Dana, you're like, I'm not giving you another title shot until you prove something. That's how I look at it. So I think Rose needs to get another win, maybe 2, before she fights the winner.
Yeah, you think they make her go
I
for
do.
2?
I do. I think she's a huge name, which helps her out. Maybe if she gets a knockout win.
She's like one of the
title
most beloved
defense
fucking
was
fighters.
so fucking bad. She needs to win twice.
It was boring.
It was
as shit.
so bad. And
boring as shit.
honestly, if she faced Weili Zhang again, I'm going with Weili.
I want to see the striking between Namajunas and Esparza.
I'm going with Weili Zhang, dude, because, by the way, it's for free on YouTube if anyone wants to go check it out.
There was a tweet that came out. It was so fucking funny
Thanks,
from Davi. It was a video of the free fight between Carlos Esparza and Rose Namajunas 2, and in the bottom it said 31K watched.
Yeah.
And all his tweet said was, "What the fuck were 31K people doing? They couldn't have something more interesting than to watch this fight." It was so fucking funny.
Jesus.
Have you noticed? Have you noticed how many US likes and stuff people are getting?
No.
Yeah, like people are getting way
Have you
less
noticed
likes
that,
than
like,
tweets, dude?
Have you noticed that we only
Crazy.
hit 200 followers like a week ago, maybe less, and
Oh,
we're
yeah,
at
I know.
240 now?
I know we've gained like 60 followers in a week.
Yeah.
Of like real people, like real actual people.
Not
Yeah, right.
bots.
Not like
Not
bots.
porn
Yeah.
accounts or bots, dude. Like real actual
You should
people.
see how many. If we kept all of our
Dude,
bots,
it's-
we'd have like 500 followers.
Yeah, it's gotta be like
There's just
I
a
don't know.
cross
It's gotta be
there.
the polls,
listen,
dude.
listen.
It has to be the polls.
Speaking as part of this demographic, it's not something I'm too proud of, but like, guys that watch MMA tend to also watch a lot of porn. I think that that's probably a pretty grouped up 2 demographics.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking
I
about.
don't know, man. I have sex way more than I watch porn. Sorry.
I agree with you. Or I
Zach's
don't agree with
referencing
you.
that he watches a lot of porn. So I'm glad you just
Big-
stated
big
that.
porn
I think
guy.
that
I'm glad
we
you
are.
stated that. And
No, I
we
think
not,
that
not
we
all of us
are
think,
us 3.
not all
have.
of us think like you.
I agree, but you got to think that the majority of MMA fans think worse than me. You don't think so?
You guys
You don't
ever-
think there's a whole lot of
What are you
40-year-old?
trying to get at, Zach?
You don't think there's a whole lot of 40-year-old men
What have you
that are
buried
huge into
yourself in
MMA
right
that are
now?
also huge into beating their meat?
You guys
don't
ever,
think that
you
that's
guys,
a big
you
thing?
guys,
What are
you guys
you
ever
talking
take
about?
a girl's vibrator and put it on your wiener?
What? Okay. Okay.
I think that's more relevant
was
to what you're
still-
fucking saying. Yeah, what you're saying is fucking weird. What he's saying is like, I
I'm
probably
trying to
do
say
that,
why there's
maybe.
so many porn accounts on MMA Twitter. It's not just us. If you go on MMA Twitter, everybody else is talking about
Bro,
porn
it's
bars.
my own. It happens to my own account. It happens to everyone's account
Oh, well, I don't know what to tell you then.
and your account. 100%.
I don't. I might have gotten porn by here or there on my personal account. but
Yeah,
not
like
really.
yeah, it is here or there.
I also barely use my
me,
personal
me
account.
too. It's here or there. It's
Like
not fucking every day.
I post my sports articles,
Yeah.
and that's really it. I don't browse on my own Twitter. I browse on MMA
I think
Twitter.
people have also realized like you have to. I think that's the new algorithm. You have to be communicating with other accounts
Yeah, of
to
course.
extend the code. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? It's all algorithm based now. Even Elon's been. You can see it, dude. Even Elon's been
Dude,
replying more than tweeting.
he
It's
has,
in the
dude.
algorithm. It's not just. It's not a coincidence.
he's I don't know how that guy spends so much time on Twitter. with all
Polls
the fucking
too.
work he
No one's
does.
doing polls on Twitter. No one does a poll in the fucking comments, dude. A poll in the
Our
comments.
polls and comments have been fucking ripping
It's
shit up
fucking
lately.
ripping. I want to
Yeah.
talk about them at a certain point. I don't know if you want to talk about them now or at the very end, because they're kind of all.
We
over
can
the
get
place.
into it a little bit. I just want to make sure we get some MMA content in today. Even we already have, but I just would like to try to get some because I know tomorrow we're not going to talk much MMA. We're going to talk MMA because
No,
it's
we are going to
NFTs,
talk about MMA.
but we're
I
going to
can't
talk more
that
about
shit
like
for that
a
long.
media.
It
side of
depends. It depends, dude. I can only ask so many questions because I'm only so smart in this. I'm not a fucking programmer. I'm
Before
not a
we
coder.
get into that, can I go into what I was talking about before this? How this started? I don't know how we got from Esparza Namajunas to porn accounts, but
you
I'd like to see.
But-
you
so I think yeah, never mind.
you fucking dragged
So-
that out.
What I was talking about was that Esparza Namajunas 2, the total amount of strikes landed in that fight was 68. In
Yeah.
5 rounds, that is 13.6 strikes landed per round.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. So I now looked up what's the fighters who won a bout with the least number of strikes. Mind you, all right, I don't think this list is updated through this point,
Conor
but
McGregor won.
Carla Esparza won that fight with 30 strikes landed. A title fight, she won with 30 strikes landed.
Rose actually landed more.
Yes.
Huh.
Okay, Conor McGregor had what, like 2?
One punch.
Yeah, that
Two
makes
punch.
sense. I wonder if any of these are decisions, though.
Damn, bro, you see these motherfuckers? Motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Okay, so
people-
all of these are not decisions. Uriah Hall, Chris Weidman, that happened with 0 strikes landed.
Oh, that doesn't even count.
Right,
dude.
right,
Dude
that's what I'm
snapped
saying.
His leg.
And then you got Ronda Rousey, Kat Zingano, which this fight was like a 14-second fight where Rousey got a submission. So that's like the quickest submission win ever. Frank Shamrock, Kevin Jackson. This is definitely Shamrock knocking him out in the first round. Lasted only 16 seconds with a total of 3 strikes landed. Yeah. Went head on.
Yo, you see these people that fucking like.
So yeah, all of these are not what I was looking for. But I was
Yeah.
trying to look for what was the least amount of strikes landed in a championship decision. You know what I mean? I would assume that fucking 68 is number 1
Yeah,
in 5 rounds, dude. That is 6
That's
strikes
tough.
landed per person per round.
that's tough.
In 5 minutes, that is just over a strike landed a minute.
It's awesome. That's what I pay to see.
Right. Exactly.
Anyway, enough. Can we stop talking about a boring ass fight?
Well, she is fighting in this pay-per-view. That's why I'm talking
Fucking
about it.
boring, man. The less content about it, the better. Like, talk about a disappointment in both fighters. Like,
You want to talk about Poirier Chandler? That's not
It's
going to be a
easy to
boring
hate
fight.
on.
It's
That's
easy.
not going to be a boring fight.
Yeah, it is easy
Yeah.
to hate. Like, they're both like. I can see like Doug Rose's point of view. Like, yeah, you're the champion. Like, you shouldn't have to push forward, but at like some point, like you gotta kind of.
You ever seen the Adesanya Romero fight? Very similar fight.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, dude.
That actually, now that I think about it, that probably has less strikes landed than that one.
Yeah, just both fighters.
Didn't Izzy knock him out though?
No, he went to decision.
Did he?
Oh, so they got 88 strikes. Okay, so a little bit more.
Yeah, Izzy 132.
In the first round, they landed 6 strikes combined.
Jeez.
Damn.
Dude, Izzy is just a fucking.
Izzy's a defensive-
Dude, this is.
He's
I'm
a
not.
defensive
Well,
striker.
I don't
yeah,
know
exactly.
who to bet on, man. I really don't. I want to put some tickets together. If we're not talking UFC tomorrow, then we gotta do betting too.
Well, remember that we do have another week before the pay-per-view. And if you're down, I want to
there's
do
fight night this weekend.
Yeah. I've already talked about how I want to take Marina Rodriguez on tickets.
Yeah,
We know we're taking Neil Magny. And I am sprinkling. So that parlay.
I might have to stick with my guns here. I might have to put a straight bet on Neil Magny, 3 units.
That bet right there, Marina Rodriguez and Neil Magny at plus 170. I think that is worth a unit for me.
I'm nervous about Neil Magny too, dude, because think about it. Think about Daniel Rodriguez. Like, hasn't fought in 2 years. Just had a questionable fight going up against a semi good fighter. You know, Neil
Leach is
Magny
good.
is a good fighter.
Not only that, but
Beat Max Griffin.
Daniel Rodriguez weighed more, and the only reason he fought Jing Liang was because the fucking card got shuffled.
Yeah.
So
but,
Jing Liang came in like 7 pounds less than D-Rod.
yeah, but I think fighting style wise though, it's very
I think they both have very similar styles.
very similar.
I think that neither of them are going to be gassed in the 3rd round. They're both going to go at it.
I think the fight favors more in Magny the longer it goes, but yeah, I'm gonna stick with my original pick. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm not
we've been
gonna
saying
change
Neil
it.
Magny
It's
for a long time.
So he's had more time to train. They're supposed to fight a lot sooner than this.
Yeah, they were supposed to fight
Rodriguez
like
might be hurt.
3 weeks ago?
Yeah, the number hasn't moved, which I thought was surprising.
And that's something else to think about too. D-Rod was the one who postponed it because his elbow injury hadn't recovered or something. And it's only 3 weeks later he's having it again.
Mm-hmm.
So is 3 weeks the right amount of time to get an elbow fixed from your last fight?
Yeah, so go down. I'm gonna fade Miranda Maverick too, but I'm not gonna
Yeah.
put that on.
So that's what I wanted to talk about. So I have this parlay at plus 170, Rodriguez and Magny. And then when you throw on Shayna Young, you're talking about plus almost damn near 1,400.
Yeah.
So those 2 tickets I'm definitely hitting.
Yeah. Who else? I think Parisian's a great fight, dude. I think that's a great fight. I'm gonna go with Parisian on this. I think I saw this stat with Tapology, people voting, and they said some guy configure the numbers or whatever, and Parisian's like minus 170.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Compared to like
I also think it's not a bad idea to parlay 2 weeks together, man. We haven't done that in a little bit. Like we're sure Poirier is going to win, and we're pretty sure Puelles is going to win. So you talk about Rodriguez, Magny this week, Poirier, Puelles next week, plus 920. Like that parlay right there, I really like.
Yeah, I like that parlay.
Take out Neil Magny maybe because that's close, plus 456 still. That's good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I would like to figure out. Just look at this.
Rodriguez. You got Meatball Molly at plus 280 next week.
Yeah, what do you think about that? I don't know. Is that
So-
like a scare tactic? Because people are gonna bet on her.
So let me check out real quick. Erin Blanchfield, right? She's the girl that beat Miranda Maverick.
Yeah, which is not. I think Meatball Molly's better than Miranda Maverick.
I agree. Here's the
Miranda
thing.
Maverick's
Here's the thing. Erin Blanchfield is a really good wrestler. And Molly McCann, she probably can wrestle. I don't know if she can. I've never seen her on the ground.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's how she got Maverick. Like Maverick was storming through people. She was 15-0, 24 years old. She was killing the division, just got ranked.
Yeah.
And then she faces this girl, Erin Blanchfield, on short notice, and Blanchfield takes her down for 3 rounds.
Yeah.
So that's what I think their odds are saying. I think that they think Molly's going to get taken down the whole time. But I'm looking at her just like I'm looking at Shayna Young fading Miranda Maverick. Like, if this fight doesn't go to the ground, I think Molly's going to piece up Blanchfield. Maybe knock her out. So I would definitely put her on some tickets. I'm not going to put her on a lot. I'm not going to hammer. But for fucking plus 280, Molly McCann.
Yeah, definitely.
If she has Patty in her corner, forget about it.
Yeah, forget. Yeah, I don't know if that really helps, but I do. I think I'm gonna fade. So Jake Hadley is on this week's fight week.
Carlos Candelario.
Yeah. He was. Can you look his stats up, please? I don't know if I think he was undefeated. Like his debut was like a couple months ago.
Who's this, Jake Hadley?
Yeah, and he was heavily. He was like minus 300 or something, minus 400. He fucking lost. Yeah, he was. Yeah. I do remember this fucker.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is a good fade, dude.
So you got Hadley, who's 1-1 in the UFC, 8-1 in his professional career. Then you got Candelario, who's 8-2 and 1-2 in the UFC. So they're both 7-0 before the UFC.
No, he's 0-1. He's 0-1.
He's 1-2. Who,
Jake
Hadley? Oh, okay. So he's 0-1 in the UFC, but he got a win in Dana White Contender Series. My bad. And then you got Candelario, who's also 0-1, but he's 1-1 in the Dana White Contender Series. That's weird. He won in the Contender Series, and then he lost in the Contender Series. After the loss,
that must have been a good fight then.
I don't know who.
Split
Oh
decision.
yeah, I know who Altamirano is. Okay, that's pretty good then. That's a good loss for Candelario.
I found.
Right, but why did he lose so badly to the other dude? He only threw 9 punches. Like, what the fuck happened? And it was a unanimous decision.
Tatsuro Taira is one of the. He's actually making his fucking way up the flyweight division. Like this
Really?
Dude, yeah.
So I'm going to maybe fade Jake Hadley because Carlos Candelario is plus 220.
Mm-hmm.
It's a shout. It's a shout. The guy's 0-1 in the UFC. He hasn't won, and
he did get his ass clapped by fucking Tatsuro Taira though. He did. 89 of 132 strikes is kind of fucking beastly.
Yeah.
Plus 7 minutes of control time.
No, that's why he didn't have any fucking. That's why he didn't have any punches. He controlled them.
Look at that third round. Oh my god! In the second and third round, he was outstruck significant strikes, 44-4.
Yeah. I don't know.
Tough.
That guy's not
tough.
Jake
Tough,
Hadley
not
though.
good.
2 Fs. One judge gave it 26-30.
Yeah, but why are you looking? You got his fucking ass clapped.
Mm-hmm. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. He did get his ass beat.
Yeah, so did Jake Hadley.
Oh yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. 10 minutes of control time. Especially in flyweight, that's a lot of fucking control time.
Yeah, like I don't think Jake Hadley is nothing special, dude. For minus 220, like I think
Jake
it's a very
Hadley's
even
nickname is
fight.
White Kong.
Yeah, White Kong is about to lose, bro.
Dude, I wish I remembered some of the fucking nicknames we looked up. We had a podcast where we looked up all the worst fucking
worst
nicknames.
Because
Because,
that was funny.
Because Caitlin Chukagan, her nickname is Blonde Fighter.
Gay.
And I was like, dude, what the fuck is that?
Blonde fighter.
Dude,
Creative.
I encourage you in your spare time at some point to look up the stupidest UFC or MMA nicknames.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good ones. So funny. But elsewhere in the card, I am interested. So we both have Poirier and Poirier Chandler. But Mike,
Yeah.
what do you think about Poirier Chandler?
I don't know, man. That's a tough one. Dustin Poirier's got the fucking chin like Iron Man.
He does. He's one of the best boxers in that division as well.
On the feet, I don't even know.
If there was any guy that would be able to knock him out.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's a pretty goddamn even fucking fight. In my book, this one's a toss-up.
I think the only thing for me is that I think Chandler's going to go for fireworks. Like he's trying to get fight of the year, knockout of the year.
Yeah. I can
And then
see
I think that Poirier will.
that opens him up a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, I think.
And by the way, Chandler already has knockout of the year. I'm pretty sure. I would say he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chandler's. I mean, this is such a close fight, dude.
Or
It's-
maybe they might give it to
Molly McCann has it up there too with her spinning elbow.
yeah, I can definitely see this
what's
going to a
what the fuck is his
decision.
name? How am I blanking on this right now? The Usman fight.
Oh, Leon Edwards.
Yeah, Edwards.
Poirier versus Poirier.
Yeah, the Leon. But listen, when fucking Chandler front kicked Tony Ferguson's jaw through his head,
So nuts.
I think that's probably knockout of the year.
That
Are you
was-
going to come by for the
that
superlatives
was
we do?
mean. When's this?
We do it. So the UFC takes a winter break every year. I think the last card this year is like December 18th.
Okay.
Which actually, thinking about it, is it the 18th? Because that would mean that our podcast would fall on fucking Christmas and New Year's. That would be tough.
Tough, not good.
I'm definitely down for a Christmas pod again.
Yeah, I think we did one last year, didn't we?
Yeah, we wore hats.
We did wear hats. It's actually not the 18th; it's the 17th. So it'll be
It's my
Christmas
birthday.
Eve, and
Oh, I guess
New
we're
Year's
pushing
Eve.
it back to Christmas Day.
New Year's Eve and New Year's. Well, let's
I
just
can't do it.
what-
I can't do Christmas Eve, bro. I'm fucking going.
Yeah, I'm busier Christmas Eve and Christmas
I'm
Day.
fucking.
I don't. I actually don't do shit Christmas Eve. I just do. I'm busy on Christmas. I don't do shit Christmas Eve. I'll probably like go find some friends to go party with.
I celebrate Hanukkah.
Yeah, I'm into Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Dreidel.
That's
I'm into-
Hanukkah, asshole.
Is that Hanukkah?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
The-
Yeah, the little spinny top
Yeah.
that they gamble with.
That's
Yeah.
Jewish?
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I'm barely even Christian.
Okay, Kanye West.
What do you? Okay.
Kanye.
You see that video? I'll show you guys later.
So pod bet for this week, or do you want to make a pod bet with both weeks?
So I got a 5 team in here.
Okay.
That I want to write down, Mike. If you, could we?
I don't bet, brother.
Well, would you mind just giving it a nice
Absolutely.
little write down?
What do you want?
I will
So
write
you can
it. If you
you
want
can
to
erase
switch
the
spots,
left stuff.
If you want to switch spots.
I can write for you.
All right.
Erase the left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it's screwed in good now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's still screwed in from the time you screwed it in.
Oh.
Oh wait, no, it's not.
No, I did.
Did we
Give me some credit.
Did we
here.
use
Come
those drywall screws?
on. I did. Yeah.
We did. Didn't
No
we?
credit.
No crap.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
Because the
that's
fucking
right.
LED lights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I got a 5-teamer, plus 9,600. That is not gonna hit. So if you want to bet on it, bet on it. Mariana Rodriguez. You are writing so bad. So bad. The people can't even see it at home.
That's all right, because I just put this screen up on and they can see this.
Oh, nice.
You want to tell me her odd too?
Minus 210. Neil Magny. You can just do Magny or Neil. Minus 120. Carlos. You need to spell his last name. Carlos.
Candelario, CAN.
Oh, Mike's.
Oh yeah, it's right there. Okay, cool. That's actually fucking perfect.
Parisian. I am hot as fuck. Like I am like I'm where we both are, Zachary.
That's fine.
Zachary. Stefan. Steve and
Is that plus or minus 105?
Josh Parisian plus 105. And Shayna Young plus 450. Now Miranda Maverick.
That Shayna Young one's the one that's like,
Oh yeah, no, that's what I was gonna say. Like without Shayna Young on it, you can put Shayna Young in parentheses, Mike, if you want. And without Shayna Young, it's plus 1,600, plus 1,675.
So this right here is plus 9,600.
Yeah, like 96.64, whatever.
It's 96.64, and then without Young,
It is 1675. And then take that out.
1675.
Rodriguez, Magny.
Is this just for this week, or is this including the paper?
This is just for this week.
Okay.
I'm not doing that. You can do that. Marina Rodriguez, Magny, and Parisian is plus 454.
Say that odd one more time.
Plus 454. Rodriguez minus 210, Magny minus 120,
Mhm.
Parisian plus 105. 3-teamer plus 454.
Not bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. So I'm gonna take Neil Magny out.
Good call. Putting him on a lot.
Yeah. Well, I'm really confident in Parisian now. Parisian Rodriguez plus 202. I think that's a good bet. Magny and Rodriguez is plus 170. And then Magny Parisian plus 275. And that's all I got on my head for right now. And I'm sure you can add Poirier and stuff.
I got a tricky one right here.
Okay. Cool.
Oh boy. This is 2 weeks, right? Because I like Magny and Rodriguez.
It's actually 3 weeks because Poirier, right?
No, Poirier's next week.
Why do they have October UFC?
Oh, because that fight has been up in October for so long now. I don't know why. I think it's just because they've wanted people to bet on that for a while now.
Just that one fight.
Yeah.
It makes me want to bet on fucking Chandler.
So I got Rodriguez, Magny, Young, Poirier, Puellas, Esparza,
no.
McCann. This is a $5 bet. And I'm going to work with this bet different ways, right?
Can you move that whole tab over one? So
Hold
it's
on a
like
second.
not as confusing.
Rodriguez, Magny, Young. Oh, it's a 7-teamer. Okay. So I got plus 80,962 is what I got. 80,962 for a 7-teamer. But I'm not dumb.
Take out. Oh, okay.
I'm not dumb. This is not going to hit. So what I'm going to do is take out Young.
Exactly.
Without Young, we are now looking at
Put Parisian.
14,638. I'll give you Parisian. I'm personally not going to do it.
Why didn't you just listen? Parisian.
That odd, I really like, by the way. Without Shaney Young, 6-teamer, Rodriguez, Magny, Puellas, Poirier, Esparza, McCann. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
All right. Well, all right. So I want to watch some of Chase Sherman's video tonight too. Then
without Esparza as well. Without Esparza, because that's the other one. I like Molly McCann now. And without Esparza and Shaney Young, I really like this parlay. I'm looking at plus 37.78.
Okay. Now, can you take out McCann?
And take out McCann?
Yeah, because
take out McCann, and now we're looking at plus 920.
And Poirier. Oh wait, no.
That's still a good bet right there.
Yeah.
That one's going to be my
that's
second
a lot
one.
of Rodriguez and stuff, you know what I mean?
So I'm looking at Rodriguez, Magny, Poirier, and Puellas. And I'm looking at, what did we say it was? 920.
I think we should start writing down all our bets, and that should be like a news once a week newsletter.
Absolutely. I was already on top of that.
All right. I don't know what format to do it in because this is very confusing. I think maybe a word would be better. But yeah. Yeah, definitely need plus and minuses in there.
Yeah, the thing is, this Excel doesn't show up with pluses. Like I can, or maybe I can put a plus space. Yeah, that doesn't work.
Why?
Because Excel wants you to go after.
It's a math.
Yeah,
program.
it wants it to make an equation.
That's
So
what this guy does stocks. He uses that dude and like does it for him. It's like, damn.
I think if I do plus 450 and then use like a fucking apostrophe, that works. Nope. Okay, it doesn't. So, but yeah, those are some good parlays. Basically, what we're saying is we really like Rodriguez and Magny this weekend. You really like Josh Parisian. I think that the amount of possibilities to do with the next 2 weeks, like that ticket, Rodriguez, Magny, Poirier, Puellas, that seems so good to me.
Yeah, the Magnies makes me scary.
Yeah,
And it's
I
just
agree.
because I'm so certain of it, and I think that's what they fucking do to you, bro.
Yeah,
It's more than just placing a bet, dude. Loki does some psychology on you. You know, just like Brian Ortega taking 2 years off. It's like it wants to fade that, and then he comes out and he smokes the fucking guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's they're like playing this whole like Daniel Rodriguez, like again, fight good. It's like a good opportunity for the bookie to.
I'm also gun shy about putting fucking tickets in now because of fucking TJ Dillashaw, man. Fuck that guy. He's made me so nervous to bet on people. Like, what if they're harboring an injury I don't know about? Like, that
We
shit's
still won,
so
though.
stupid.
We still won. We still profited.
Yeah, I know he did. But I still had like 4 tickets with TJ on it.
I know, me too. If I,
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, I would have cashed. If I bet more last week, I would have cashed. It's just like whatever. And on to the next. Yeah, I think there's good opportunity this fight night. And we do have some underdogs in there too, which not every favorite's gonna win, dude. You need to have
I
that
also think Marina
fucking
Rodriguez,
dog in you.
Lemos under 4.5 might hit. That's another bet I'm willing to think about. Rodriguez Magny over 2.5 minus 210. That's gonna hit.
That's gonna hit. I wish you could.
Shani Young, Miranda Maverick. We have an over under on this. Under 2.5 at minus 110.
Under is a fucking good bet, dude. Good bet. Shani Young to knock her ass out.
Or Miranda Maverick to knock her out.
I'm honestly thinking straight bet.
I do too. I think that bet.
I think that's just a good fight. I think that's a good fight.
I didn't expect
sweat.
it to be this close either. I thought it was going to be like.
Close. What do you mean?
I thought it was going to be.
Oh, the over
The over-under, yeah.
The fight.
No. I thought under 2.5 would be like plus 250 or some shit. And
Yeah.
over would be minus 300.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna sprinkle her on some tickets, dude. On some $10 ones like Parisian
Yeah, I
and her.
will too. Yeah, I will too.
You know, I almost want to straight bet Parisian.
What do we got for Parisian? Under 2.5 minus 160. Over 2.5 plus 130.
It's a good fight, dude. You know what I mean? I'm just.
So both of them are on a bad streak, right? Chase Sherman, I'm pretty sure, won his last fight against Vanderaa, and before that was like had lost 4 or some shit. Yeah, so wow, okay. So he's 1 for his last 5. He's 2 for his last 9.
Jared Vanderaa did not look impressive this weekend. I'm just saying. So
That's why, dude. I was saying that the whole time. Like,
So
I'm picking that whoever it was. That was Waldo, right? That was
yeah.
Cortez Acosta.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this guy's gonna hit 7-0 against Vanderaa. I would love to fade Vanderaa. And that's Chase Sherman's only win.
What did Vanderaa just? Yeah, I know he didn't look good at all, dude.
Right.
So I'm going with Parisian. Chase Sherman.
But now you look at Parisian, and he has a win against Alan Badeau. That's okay. That's a pretty decent win. He's lost against Dante Mays and Parker Porter. Parker Porter's not very good. Parker Porter's another fighter I like to fade in the heavyweight division.
Yeah, but look, he threw up so many punches. I feel like that fight. I feel like he only lost that fight because he got taken down twice.
Right.
All right. So, listen. Choose who you want to go with.
I've said that I don't know who's going to
The
win.
plus
so.
105 is where the money's at. That's
Sure.
where the money's at.
Sure.
And people are gonna bet Chase Sherman because he's coming off a good win. The bookie wants you to lose that first fight. People see minus 125 and they don't know the fighters. They're
Is
like,
that the first fight of the card?
I'm pretty sure it's the
That's
first fight.
actually a pretty decent first fight of the card.
I think so. It's the first fight to bet on in the bookie, and usually just the first fight of the card. So
The first fight of the card is Pasquale versus Vidal. Oh no, Sherman Parisian's main card.
oh shit.
Pasquale Vidal, by the way, is one of the fighters that got caught in Brazil for a while. Not that Claudia Pasquale's probably gonna win anyway.
Yeah, and Pasquale is the fucking underdog. And I like Pasquale as well.
Oh, Ramona Pasquale. It's not Claudia Pasquale?
No, that
Yeah, Pasquale plus 120. That's interesting. Dude, my fucking shoulders.
I feel like you have to have
use
like
that,
these
dude.
weird bets to make money sometimes, dude, in these fight nights. Just weird, like outlandish, like bets, like just weird fighters, like not fighters with a
Yeah.
name, dude, because you're never gonna win betting on fighters with a name. You know, so it's worth betting on these guys.
How do you feel about Dominic Reyes, Ryan Spann? Yeah, that fight's on the fucking prelims. Dominic Reyes, who like a year and a half ago almost beat John Jones, is on the prelims.
Yeah.
On a 3-fight skid, lost to Jones, Blakovic, and Prochazka.
Good losses.
Pretty damn good losses, right?
Yeah, good losses. Yeah.
And now he's fighting Ryan Spann. Like that fight on paper should totally be Dominic Reyes, right?
I mean, you know what I said last time. I mean, I think Ryan Spann's
He's tricky.
he's tricky, dude.
He's
He's
really
tricky.
tricky.
I mean, I'm gonna have to look at the matchup wise. Like
So where do I have Span? Do I not have Span?
matchup
Oh,
wise,
he's right
I
here,
definitely favor Dominic Reyes, and especially experience wise and who he's faced, and
Right.
experience in the octagon with high level grappling and high level competitors. Like, yeah, I'm gonna favor Dominic Reyes. Perfect for the bookie to make some fucking money on you, dude. Because it's just like you
Span
gotta
has a-
think like that.
Span has a
It's-
2-inch reach advantage.
you gotta think like that.
He's also 2 years younger.
And he just did beat Ian Cutelaba, which non-press. You did lose to Anthony Smith, which Anthony Smith was a top shot.
I still think he is. You could say you totally debatable, 100%. I just want to say I still think Anthony Smith is a top 8 light heavyweight easily. I think he's a great wrestler.
Looks like an ogre.
He does a little bit.
Top eight guy with the guy that faced John Jones. So, yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm gonna have to go with Dominic Reyes, dude. And I think that's like one if you go with
I know.
you bet the bankroll on it.
Oh, did anything come out about Jamal Hill? They were saying that Jamal Hill fight news was coming soon. And I was saying, like, it only makes sense that he's going to fight Nikita Krylov. I had a pretty good conversation over Twitter with the guy.
Let's Krylov.
I think it's got to be. If you look at the fucking light heavyweight rankings, Blackwitch is fighting Ankalaev. Ankalaev fighting Blackwitch, obviously. Rakic still getting healed from an injury. Anthony Smith still healing from an injury. Both of them tore ACLs this year. Jamal Hill's next. And then you got Dominic Reyes, who's going to be fighting Ryan Spann. Nikita Krylov, who just beat Volkan Ozdemir. Paul Craig just got announced for a fight against Johnny Walker in January in the Brazil card.
I got Johnny Walker.
I got Paul Craig.
I'd love to see Johnny Walker.
I think I got Paul Craig.
Yeah, you can take that. I just saw what Paul Craig looked like and did in his last fight, and let me tell you, Johnny Walker's knocking him out.
I think it's super interesting,
Paul
though.
Craig's been knocked out multiple times. Johnny Walker, he can't go in the full guard because Johnny Walker's just gonna fucking pound him. If he does get on top of Johnny Walker, I think it's a different story. Johnny Walker's not good on the ground at all.
And I think it's super
At all.
interesting that the first time he gets a submission in his career that he just got, he now is going to fight a jiu-jitsu fighter.
Yeah, I think that too, but I think that's like a setup for like
I don't know. I think
Paul Craig to
Johnny
get knocked
Johnny
the
Walker
fuck
had
out.
such a fall from he had such a fall from graces, and then he started to come back.
Yeah, I'm
Did he switch coaches?
Yeah, he switched coaches and he just fell out.
yeah, I got Johnny.
He got,
I got Johnny
fucking
Walker, man.
blasted by Jamal Hill earlier this year.
I might straight bet Johnny Walker.
Blasted. Johnny Walker's only win in the last 2 years is against Ian Cutelaba, though.
He just had such a wild style when he
Yeah,
first
he
came
did.
out. And
He was going for fucking question mark kicks. The 6'6" motherfucker
Yeah.
going for kicks like that, like it was nuts.
I think he's just gonna knock Paul Craig the fuck out. I really do, and I know that fight's number is gonna be close because Paul Craig is hyped up. Like you're gonna bet on him. And
Here's something I'm thinking of: Johnny Walker, Paul Craig, under.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. That was the first thing that hit me.
Yeah, you
I'm
think
like,
Paul
oh,
Craig's knocking him out?
no, but if Paul Craig wins, it's by submission, and if Johnny Walker wins, I think it's by knockout. So I like the under.
Yeah.
Now, is that fight going to be under 1.5? Probably.
Yeah. Bet.
I think I'd still take the under.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, it is 8:00. We have gone for an hour. It didn't feel like an hour.
it's our bedtime.
You got anything else?
I wish the methods were up, but they're not up.
I know.
I definitely have a couple more bets to write down. No, I want to go through the polls real quick before we get off. Just all the ones that we.
This fight card is so sneaky good. December 3rd, Thompson versus Holland. Barberena versus Dos Anjos. Nicolau versus Schnell. Tai Tuivasa versus Pavlovich. Derek Brunson versus Jack Hermanson.
Jeez.
Eric Anders versus Kyle Dawkins. Nico Price, Philip Rowe. Clay Guida, Scott Holtzman. Michael Johnson, Mark Diakis. Dude. Cortez
Yeah.
Reba.
It's a good
Bro. This is like a pay-per-view. What the fuck? December 3rd. We're making money.
Yeah, Holland. I'm
I'm hammering Holland.
so
He's gonna be such a favorite.
what got me interested. We did that podcast with the guy on Sunday, and he says like he laid the house on Jake Paul. Like he bet his bankroll on
Mhm.
Jake Paul, and I'm thinking like
Kevin
Smart.
Holland is only minus 105 in that fight against Thompson. Whoo!
wow,
Whoo!
I might have to bet like $5,000.
Jesus! How are you that?
So listen,
Little of a
people, this
favorite.
is how people make money.
He's not
And
even a favorite. He's
we-
the underdog.
We always see the board good in the winter for some weird reason.
Yeah,
We suck dick in the fucking summer.
no, seriously, like
in
September to December,
Yeah.
we annihilate.
Yeah,
January to
Same.
September, it's just dog
Too
dude.
high on the sunlight.
Somebody fought it.
Over the summer.
yeah,
Somebody fought it.
yeah. That's fine.
Sick.
Smell like doo doo.
Dude, I gotta show you this
Oh,
one.
you shit your fucking pants.
It's funny.
No, if you never see, do you not know? You probably don't know.
I
what it is.
gotta
Somebody
show you
fought
this
it.
video. So Joelinton Almeida is facing
Shamil
Shamil
Abdurakhimov.
Abdurakhimov, and I
Bet the house on Jelton Almeida.
yeah, well he's gonna be like minus 1,000.
Yeah, he is.
134 votes, 88% Joelinton Almeida. So
Mhm.
uh,
As they should.
there you go.
That's an easy bet to make.
Yeah,
Easy. Jelton Almeida.
and so this one, I think you did, Zachary.
Zach's fine.
Zachary, if this fight doesn't happen, what should be the main event? Rodriguez versus replacement, D-Rod versus Magny, Miranda Maverick versus Shayna Young, and other in the comments. Out of 338 votes, 81% voted D-Rod Magny.
I personally like. Listen, I think D-Rod and Magny both have a bigger name than Marina Rodriguez. I just think that when you look at it, the number 3 contender versus the number 7 contender is bigger than the number 13 versus 14. Yeah, that's the only reason. I still think Magny and Rodriguez can fucking headline a fight night. I really do.
Yeah. And UFC had some interesting roster cuts this weekend. Nick Maximoff being one of them, and how many? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 fighters. Let
Misha
go.
Serkinov too. That's a big one.
Yeah,
Been in the
Darren
UFC forever.
Weeks, Magomed whatever, I can't say. his fucking-
Mustafayev.
Russian.
Mustafayev was the 19-year-old that they found out he was working for another organization, so
Yeah.
they cut him from a pay-per-view.
So where are most of them going to go? PFL 1 championship, Bellator, bare knuckle. At 170 votes, 55% PFL and 34% Bellator. And this brought up an interesting discussion that we had over the phone, where you saw a lot of fighters like last year going to the Bellator and won championship. And it seems like this year PFL has stepped up their fucking recruiting and is like snatching up all these high profile, and sometimes people are leaving the UFC to go to PFL for a
Thiago
new
Santos.
contract. Yeah. Yeah.
Kai Henson.
Exactly. Kai Henson. Yeah, I think so. So yeah, I think it's PFL stepping up big time. Big time.
Do you have a couple more? Because there's something I wanted to talk about.
I do.
All right.
Nick Maximoff being removed. Is that a good decision by Dana White? We had 323 votes. 41% said good cut. 59% said bad cut.
I think it's not a terrible cut because I think he's a guy who
That's a guy who's going to get signed by another organization and make a
his
name.
skill set is good, but his publication ability isn't great. So his fights aren't going to sell, even though he's going to be doing good.
Yeah.
So I think it depends on how much he wanted. Like if he wanted something like 45 grand to fight plus win, that's too much. But like his skill set, he might be worth it, but his sellability isn't.
Yeah.
And that's what Dana's looking at. That's all Dana cares about.
Yeah. Terrence McKinney. We didn't talk about that. Terrence McKinney is going to be fighting Ismail
Ismail Borsine.
Bonfim. Bonfim?
Bonfim. Yep. In
On
Brazil.
January 21st in Brazil.
UFC 283. That card coming together very well.
Yeah. You did a poll.
Oh,
How would T-Rex win? McKinney by decision, McKinney by submission, McKinney by knockout, and how do you say his name? Bonfim? Bonfim wins. 25% said he wins. 52% said by knockout. 19% said by submission. 4% by decision. 4% by decision.
yeah, I don't think he wins by decision either.
I don't. It depends of how Terrence McKinney's cardio is. I think it could go to decision more than 4% of what people say.
I do too.
But yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
All right, I got some
Go
questions
ahead,
for
say
you
that.
boys. I think that this is a very interesting debate, and Mike, I'd like it if you participated. So, Smiling McGregor and me have been tweeting a lot at each other. I don't know if you know that profile, Smiling McGregor, and he has been doing a very, very interesting series of who would win hypothetical matchups in their prime. So I'm going to give you two fighters, and you got to tell me in their prime who would win the fight. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
First, I got. Oh, all right. So as I go later into it, they're not great, but right here at middleweight, who wins, GSP or Robert Whitaker?
Oh, GSP.
GSP. I agree. Who wins again in their prime, Brock Lesnar or Francis Ngannou?
Francis Ngannou.
Got a couple more here.
Big boy,
Yeah,
Brock.
I need to take a sip.
Who wins in their prime, Tony or Connor? Connor.
Oh, Connor. Yeah.
GSP or Khabib?
GSP.
Ooh. I don't know.
GSP striking.
Just be striking.
I said GSP. I think it's fucking close.
Oh, it is close.
But
I would. I'm
back in the
what
day-
under is.
Like a year ago
Yeah,
when
the
people were
striking,
talking about
yeah.
this, I said GSP then too. Poirier or Tony?
Poirier.
I was a huge fan of Tony when he was going through his prime when he was on a 12-fight win streak. I think Poirier wins. Chris Weidman, prime Chris Weidman, fucking up Anthony Munoz, then fucking up Silva twice, then fucking up Michael Bisping and Luke Rockhold, all in their primes. Prime Chris Weidman or Hamzat Chimaev.
Oh, Chimaev.
That one's closer to me than I
want
probably
to
think.
see more Chimaev because is he even in his prime?
Well, here's
yet?
the thing. That's also true. That's also a really good
You
point.
know?
Chris Weidman, it was a nasty wrestler. Nasty. Like to the point that I think him versus Chimaev doesn't even go to the ground. It just stands. But then Chimaev probably beats him standing. But I just think it's worth putting out there that old Weidman was a motherfucker. GSP or Chimaev at 170.
Again. Gotta.
Ooh.
Chimaev's, he's just not deep enough in his career to talk about that. I feel like.
Ooh. Garf, what do you say?
What is it? GSP or Weidman?
GSP or Chimaev?
Or Chimaev?
Oof.
I'm gonna go home and watch GSP fights.
At 170, at welterweight.
You're talking about the great. I'm gonna have to go GSP, dude, just because he's the greatest welterweight of all time. He's the GOAT of that division. You know what I mean? It is interesting because I think Chimaev's
The dude's got a high ceiling. You just don't know yet.
I would probably say he's just more modern fighter. He's more well-rounded. I would say not well-rounded in that. Like,
Oh, I think GSP is more well-rounded.
I wouldn't. Yeah, but I think Chimaev definitely has more power in his punch.
Yeah,
And I think if Chimaev's striking is maybe not as good as GSP, but I mean, how far off is it? And I think if he was to connect against GSP, I mean, GSP is going to shoot for a takedown. I think Chimaev has the strength to stuff GSP, and yeah, I don't think he would go for GSP take. I don't think he would go to the ground with GSP. I think it would be a standing fight.
Prime versus Prime, Connor Max Holloway.
Probably Connor.
Max has that reach though.
Yeah, like,
Thing.
Connor's got that fucking left
I'm going
hand
with Connor.
power,
I'm going
bro.
with Connor, dude. I'm going with Connor.
Here's another interesting one. Oh, I just had it. In their primes, Adesanya or Silva. Now we saw the fight when Silva was way out of his prime, and
Yeah.
Adesanya was getting to his prime. In their primes, like Adesanya
Adesanya.
a year ago or Silva 10 years ago.
So is this Adesanya not champion? You know,
I would say he was getting in his prime. Like Paulo Costa was kind of his prime. Like when he knocked the fuck out of Paulo Costa.
yeah, but Paulo Costa was his only knockout in the past like 7 fights.
I agree, but he's still piecing people the fuck up. And look at the people he's facing. Like he beat Robert Whittaker like that by decision. I don't care.
Oh, boy.
And Marvin Vettori.
Yeah.
But I hear what you're saying. I personally don't care. It's Anderson Silva either way for me. But I'm very biased. Like all time, Anderson Silva is my second favorite fighter ever because I was there when he was fucking murking dudes.
Yeah.
Front kick Vitor Belfort in the face. Knocked out Forrest Griffin while he was backing up with a jab. Like the dude did stupid shit all the time. He literally did. He was walking away and just threw a jab like that and knocked out Forrest Griffin.
Jesus.
Nuts. All right, I got like one more for you guys and we can finish this segment up. Do you guys have any for me? Any like prime fights you can think of, prime versus prime?
John Jones, Ngannou. Ended on that one.
Are we saying prime John Jones?
That's a tough one.
Here's my thing. Okay.
It-
Here's my
Are
thing.
both
It's
out
a-
of their prime,
it's a
or are they
different
still
thing.
in their prime?
That's a
I would say
different
John
thing,
Jones is
though.
out of his prime. I would say Francis might be at his prime.
I think that's a different.
Yeah, but that's a
conversation,
great. Yeah,
Let
but
me-
that's
let
a
me say
great
this.
analogy.
John Jones, 4 years ago, like right before he fought Cormier the first time, I think was prime John Jones. Like 29-year-old, maybe 30-year-old John Jones. That John Jones at 205 might beat Francis at 260.
Did you see this guy running?
Might
Yeah.
beat Francis at 260.
Hang on. Did you see this guy running on a treadmill? He's 265. He's running 25 miles per hour. This guy has genetics in.
Is this
and
Jones
it was
or
a
Ngannou?
gradual. It was a gradual sprint to 25 miles per hour.
Is
It
this
wasn't
Jones or
just like-
Ngannou?
This is Jones.
Okay.
This is Jones. So
This motherfucker at 260.
I'm just
Oh
saying-
my god.
I'm just saying-
Mhm.
I don't know if he's out of his prime, and that's why it's a great question, because they're going to fight. They're going to fight,
matter
and
of
John
when.
Jones is going to beat this dude's ass, bro. He's going. I don't care if he has to run around the ring. He's running so fast.
That's insane.
Dude,
I want to
can't-
see this video.
Like if I were to see John Jones versus Ngannou right now, do you know how many times we've talked about this on this podcast, Mike? It's getting to be like 50 now. We were talking about this fight at the beginning of the year. John Jones versus Ngannou. Oh my god, it's the dream fight for me.
Yeah, I think it's a dream fight for a lot of people.
John Jones, I am the biggest John Jones fan. Like I almost believe that he didn't really hit his baby mama. That's how much of a John Jones fan.
Oh my god, well you're lying. He
I
did.
am lying.
Maybe,
He definitely.
maybe.
He
Maybe,
he
maybe,
definitely did.
maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. You know, allegedly, we'll never know.
Right.
No charges were pressed.
Right.
So he didn't.
In
You're
the
right,
eyes
he
of
did
the
it.
law.
I'm not saying anything to this dude. Have you seen his dog?
No.
His dog's scarier
His
than him.
dog?
Yeah,
Was it a pit?
yeah. His dog. No, his dog is like what they use for like the armed special forces, dude, and it's trained
Is it
like
a
to, like,
shepherd?
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Oh
no,
boy.
it's like it's
like a
Rottweiler?
basset hound or some shit.
no, like a fucking like a German shepherd, but like a crazy one.
Like a Russian shepherd.
Oh, like a crazy dog.
It's a poodle.
It's a Louis
It's it's a Louis. It's a
doodle.
Rottweiler mixed with a poodle.
All right, end it. 8:15 on the dot.
Poodweiler.
End it.
Yeah,
End it.
it's bedtime.
Poodweiler.
8:15.
All right. Make sure you guys tune in to our podcast tomorrow when we're going to be interviewing UFE NFT CEO Saif Ibrahim, and what's going to be a really great show. We're going to be doing spaces all week this week, so make sure you check us out on our Twitter at @complete_MMA. Wait for it. There we are. Go check us out at complete_MMA. We've been doing a lot of cool stuff on Twitter.
Yeah, check
give
out
us-
our newsletter, dude. We didn't even
Yep.
talk about that.
We have a new newsletter. I've been posting an article or two every single day. Mike, you should subscribe. We should get everybody to subscribe. I found out that you can go to click on it, but when you subscribe to it, it just sends to your email.
Okay.
So I'm just saying, if you guys want, for our listeners that check their email, it's pretty nifty to just get some shit like that. Oh, as we had some comments today. Isn't that so nice?
Yeah, your followers are.
Jake Paul sucks. Sunday Spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna be
all right.
doing more spaces
We're gonna
too.
be doing a lot of spaces, so make sure you check that. Make sure you stay tuned.
Do you think
ready
it's
for that.
possibly that we're going to transition completely to spaces?
I don't want to.
Okay.
I would not say it's impossible though.
Yeah.
I think that if that's what happens in the next year, that's what happens.
Yeah.
I do like podcasts though.
Yeah. No, I do like the podcast.
I think maybe
I think-
maybe if we get big to the point that like just sharing our YouTube page on Twitter gets us 1,000 followers. Like I'm talking big, like in years to come.
I think we can get big in a year.
I think that we would do podcasts and share it on YouTube, and we would do spaces and share it on Twitter. Like I don't see why we wouldn't do that.
I don't know why you wouldn't do both.
That's what I'm saying. You'd do both.
No, like you'd share it to both. Not like
Well, I don't think you can share spaces to YouTube.
yeah, but you know what I mean.
Well, that's what I'm saying. To keep a YouTube page afloat, we would have podcasts. That's what I mean. If it were to come to a time.
Yeah. No
But
more. And sad to say, for now, no more live reactions.
Yeah, we're gonna be putting a pause to that.
That's a done deal. That was like it was like
I almost did it for
Hey,
280, but 280
what
was
did I
so
say?
big and we did so much stuff beforehand that I was like, gotta
we
do it.
did better that week.
Yeah.
So I think when big pay-per-view happens, like for
We
now,
really almost did. Like the amount of views we got that week was something like 1,600 just for the 5 podcasts. And then we did like 3,000, maybe 3,200 or something. I'd have to check it because it might have gotten up since then. But like no more than 4,000 for a 7.5 hour pay-per-view that cost me $100 plus, or 5 fucking podcasts that did like 1,600. you
yeah.
know?
And I think it's different. Like it's a different perspective. I know what you said. We're ending.
And we
it.
can also, when we don't do live reactions, we can also tweet a lot more, and we can do spaces afterwards. We can just use our time. so
you can
much more
do a
effectively
space. I think
in
it's better.
between each fight.
You
Like,
can do a
if you want
space
to.
during the fight. Dude. I think it's
Yeah.
much better. I think it's much better, much easier, much better. And people rather listen. They don't want to go through all this bullshit. You know, they're already on Twitter, fucking tweeting about the fight anyway. You know what I mean? It's not like it's yeah, it's just much more convenient. Much more convenient. Yeah, I think we gotta just start inviting other creators.
I always do that. Every space I invite like 15 creators. Not,
Yeah.
And I invite you, him, E-Champ, Brennan. Like I invite 20 people for every space I do.
Yeah.
But that's gonna do it for us. Check us out, like I said, again on @complete_MMA. Make sure you come into our podcast tomorrow with UFE NFT CEO. That's a lot of abbreviations right there.
Yeah.
Saif Ibrahim, and we're going to be promoting that a lot on Twitter. We're going to be promoting it on his Twitter. We're going to be doing spaces all week,
Yeah.
and we are going to be getting ready for UFC 281.
An important note is that the NFTs are in affiliation with the UFC, so it's not like we're going off topic.
Right. He
You know what I
does. He does UFC. He's actually working on one with Bilal Muhammad right now. He has one with Calvin Qatar.
Kevin Holland. He's
Kevin
working with
Holland,
Kevin Holland. So yeah, I think it is the future of this of the space. I mean, we'll see.
That's going to do it for us. Thank you everybody for tuning in, and we will see you tomorrow at 7 p.m.